Welcome back. Welcome back. This week, the Defense Headquarters attributed the recent upsurge in terrorist activities in the Northeast to the influx of foreign fighters reinforcing local terror groups. The spokesman of the Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, said the troops might record occasional tactical setbacks, but their strategic objective of breaking the terrorist will to fight remains unhindered. He said the troops had continued to take away the terrorists' most important assets, such as their logistics, administrative and fighting capabilities. Meanwhile, soldiers on the front line battling terrorists have killed no fewer than 156 terrorists, arresting 464 others in 1 week. Major General Edward Buba also noted that the troops also arrested 29 perpetrators of oil theft and rescued 181 kidnapped hostages. I still have Jason Fem in the house with me and Nelson Ekujmi. Nelson, very quickly, from the look of things, the Defense Headquarters are saying that there is some sort of an influx of the upsurge with terrorists, and bandits reinforcing, to fight the system. How did we get here?
Well, you know that the issue of terrorism has been with us since about 2009, about 2006-07. And don't forget also that in the West African sub-region, we're having problems with our Sahelian countries. You talk about Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso.
Right.
Why this news by the defense spokesman is troubling is because these are countries that have experienced military, intervention.
Right.
And because of the fact that ECOWAS has, mobilized to push them along the line to democratize, of which they don't want to. They have pulled out of ECOWAS. And pulling out of ECOWAS means that the relationship, the symbiotic forces that they have put together before to combat terrorism, such as the Multinational Joint Task Force, that relationship will be weakened.
Yes, right now.
And because of the fact that in these Sahelian states, the terrorism has gained upper hand, even unlike when they were under civilian rule. Okay. So it is not out of place that our enemy now has become, our friend before, who has now turned an enemy, is providing a safe haven
for terrorists to pass through.
And that allows them, to come and trouble us. But, one should commend the security forces for what they are doing, and only encourage the government, to give them the necessary tools to do more. All
right, just Fema, I want to refer to what Nelson just said the last time. He said, look, the severed relationship we have with neighboring countries now might give an opportunity for terrorists to come in. But for the interest of both countries, why would I allow terrorists to invade my neighboring country when indeed I would also be affected? For the sake of safety for my country, why should we always bring in that relationship to fight devils like terrorists?
Okay, so
naturally they should be fought, whether you have a relationship or not. These people are outrightly brutal and ruthless. Yes. Should there be any kind of concession before you can fight people who are enemies to your territory?
Okay, in my own view, I think there's no excuse about fighting somebody that's coming to fight with you.
Yeah.
And I think there are strategies that could be put in place.
Okay.
Even if they are pulling out and saying we are no longer doing this thing together with you.
Yeah.
The military have been savaged with the responsibility of, carrying out this task. So there's no excuse about either we're having issues here or there. Like he rightly said, if you need amenities, you need money, you need equipment, you need something to fight them, request for them.
Okay.
But you need to protect lives and property, which is your primary assignment.
Talking about requesting for them, whether you like it or not, they take a large chunk of the budget for defense, right? Should we be entertaining these excuses from time to time from the defense headquarters?
No, we shouldn't. Because we're talking about lives and property. We shouldn't. That's the only thing, the only assignment they were given. And I would say rightly that before now, we've been able to enjoy, less of all this.
Okay.
But of recent, it started happening here and there, and they need to re-strategize.
Re-strategize is the word. Now, Nelson, before we go to the next topic, I have this very important one for you. Recently, 10 suspected members of Boko Haram and ISWAP fighters were posing as watch repairers in Osun State. Is it safe to say they're already here? And if your guess is as good as mine, what should we be doing right now?
What we should be doing is, like we say, see something, say something. I think it builds on the government to mobilize the entire citizenry, to recognize that security is everybody's business and not that of the security agency alone. Because it is only when the people are safe that the security forces will also be safe. So it is in our interest to ensure that the non-kinetic approach is upskilled as a people.
In 30 seconds, do you think the Amotekun would be doing a good job regarding this? Because, of course, they are supposed to safeguard the southwest corridor.
Well, you talked about Oshuna. The Amotekun do not have the intelligence architecture yet to do that. Because even right now, I'm not sure the states have equipped them up to that level. The one you said in Oshun was foiled by the Department of State Services. So that is a high-tech state undercover police institution.
Thank you very much. Now, and finally, this week, power changed hands in the Lagos State House of Assembly as the Speaker of the House, Mudashiru Obasa, was impeached. As a result, history was made as Mojisola Miranda emerged as the first female Speaker of the State Assembly. Before her emergence, she was the Deputy Speaker of the House. Miranda represents Apapa Constituency 1. Obasa's impeachment came after a series of corruption allegations against him. Some weeks back, he was accused of spending 17 billion naira to fix a gate that leads to the Assembly, a claim he denied. I still have Nelson Ekujimi with me. It's so very fine to have him. Of course, Jisufemi is also sitting here. Nelson, when you heard the news of his impeachment, did it come as a surprise to you?
Yes, I was surprised because former Speaker Obasa had built this image of a speaker who is larger than life. You felt that he was untouchable. When the news broke, I had to wait for some minutes to be sure that is it real? Can he be impeached? Because it was like he had a tight grip on the assembly that nothing can move him. But we had democracy at play. Members of the House decided that enough is enough. But we all know that with the way former Speaker Obasa had conducted himself as Speaker, you knew he was digging his grave. And one day, he will meet his Waterloo. And lo and behold, it eventually happened. Even till now, people are still coming to terms with it, that is it true that former Speaker Obasa had been impeached? But that is the reality of our situation today.
When you started hearing the news of the breakdown with the relationship with the #1 citizen of the state, did you foresee that this could be a possibility?
The first relationship between the Speaker and the executive was one that was needless. It was one that is totally unnecessary.
Absolutely.
So when you have a situation like that, which was unprecedented in the history of governance in Lagos State, you knew definitely the Speaker was fishing in troubled waters. And don't also forget the disrespect to the office of the governor, even extended it to other party elders. And in that way, you knew the man was fishing in troubled waters, and soon it will come. The necessary response will come calling on his door, and it came. So it was not just about this, the governor. It was about how he conducted himself. Because even the members of the House complained of his dictatorial tendencies, and he also saw that some of the reasons why he was impeached was that financial allegation impropriety was leveled against him. So that is democracy at work.
Okay, just Femi, now from the whole situation you heard, now on a lighter note, now Mojisola Miranda was the first female speaker. She has begun to start her authority and is determined to unify the 10th Assembly. Now, what are the expectations and what does her emergence signify from a wider point?
Okay, thank you for the question. When I heard about becoming a speaker, I was very excited. First time we're having a female speaker. Absolutely, it's a good development, and I'm sure because women are known to be trustworthy, and I mean they are less corrupt. So I'm quoting Peter Obi especially. You understand? So I expect her to actually hit the ground running and support the government. You can't be a speaker and be fighting the governor. It's going to affect the state. It's going to affect the development and necessary things to be done. And like the others decided to impeach the current speaker, if they find good proof for what he has done wrong, it's a good development. Now that is past. What we need now is the new speaker should hit the ground running. I mean, come up with new things that can move our state forward. The Lagos State is a center of excellence in Nigeria.
All right. Now, Nelson, before I let you go, before we round off the show, what was that grit Obasa had that made him feel invincible? Because from what you said now, you said you didn't think it was going to be possible. When you heard the news, you didn't believe. What was it about his grit on power that he felt nothing would have happened to him in the first place?
I think one of the things that maybe propelled him to see himself larger than life was that he was the first speaker that will be elected thrice.
Okay.
He was elected in 2015.
And you don't think he's, because whispers are the fact that he's, expressing his ambition to be governor was also part of the reason why he took him
within his right. And don't
Okay.
forget that the ambition of being a governor of Lagos State is within the right of any qualified Lagosian.
Fantastic.
So that will not be any, because even as we speak, nobody knows what will happen before 2027. It's in the hands of God.
So meaning you could be the governor?
If God wants it.
All right, thank you very much, Nelson Kujimi, for your time on the show. Appreciate you. Happy New Year once again. And just Femi, your first time here, appreciate your presence.
Thank you so much.
Hope we see more of you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And that's our show for today. Remember, you can follow the conversation on our social media platforms at TVC News NG or on our website at tvcnews.tv. I am Mark Otabo. Until next week, goodbye.